Good morning, good afternoon probably, good evening, and Merry Xmas holiday season. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment and interact with the channel, please. I need this. Anyhow, gonna jump straight into the review of the history of the AK-12. Now, tying this back to the Saiga 12 is pretty important. So if you haven't watched that video, you might need to. But essentially, this was based on an old Mongol design that was picked up by the Russian Empire after the Russian Empire was formed. They had a lot of old Mongol designs that they used to form some of their weaponry, and one of those guns was the Saiga 12. The Saiga 12, it wasn't really used a whole lot up until after the war, during the Cold War and post-Cold War. And because of that, this weapon doesn't have really a rich history because it is based off of the Saiga 12. The AK-12, which, as you can see here, it shares a lot of similarities with the Saiga 12. It was actually developed in 2012 as a Christmas gift for Vladimir Putin. Now the whole history behind that was the Russian military has used some outdated firearms like the AK-74, which has been around for a really long time without very many iterations. They upgraded some of the parts to be able to adapt to Picatinny rails and such, but generally, it's the same rifle that they've been using for a very long time, so they needed a new weapon to arm their troops with. So Vladimir Putin, he's getting a little impatient. He wants the military high command and the arms division to try to, create a new weapon based off of the old Kalashnikov design. And they're stumped. They don't know what to do. They have the Saiga 12, but that is, owned by the Saiga company. So they do some talks with the head honchos at the Saiga company, and they try to work out like what kind of improvements they should make to the AK-74 or the AK-74M or AK-74 modernized to try to make it better. But they end up getting stumped. They don't really have a lot to work with, and they're about to give up on the project. But then, in a dream, one of the head developers on the Arms Commission, in a dream, he's visited by the ghost of Vladimir Lenin, who is the founder of the Soviet Union. And Vladimir Lenin starts giving him ideas on how to improve the weapon. So the very next day, he goes to the Arms Commission, and he starts talking about all these improvements he's had in the dream. But a lot of these other members of the commission are very skeptical. However, it is getting closer to Christmas. This is around November of 2012 when they're just making these discussions. And they need to get this Christmas present ready for Vladimir Putin, otherwise they will all get executed and their heads chopped off. So they're stumped, and they still don't want to take this one guy's recommendations from the dream he had with Vladimir Lenin. But then the very next night, they're all visited by different ghosts of communist past. For instance, there's Stalin, as well as General Zhukov from World War II. They all get these visions, and they're all told about all these weapon improvement designs that could be added to the gun, to the AK-74 modernized. So they all get together, they all talk, and they want to implement these changes. So they start working on it in the workshop, and they can't seem to figure it out. They can't seem to completely get everything assembled properly and everything to work together as it should. So they're desperate. They need something to help them to put all of these different design elements together. They had tried to create a better weapon with the AN-94, that didn't work. We'll cover that in another video. But on Christmas Eve, they're stumped. They don't have the weapon ready. It's still in its primary prototype stage, not ready for mass production, and it still it doesn't function properly. But in an act of pure generosity, St. Nicholas, otherwise known as Karl Marx, drops by, and he visits their small arms workshop, and he gives them some tips on how to implement everything together. So by Christmas morning of 2012, the AK12 prototype is ready for mass production. They have everything planned out, and Vladimir Putin sees it, and he is astonished, he's amazed, he's so ecstatic to see this firearm, he immediately adopts it for military service. And he takes one, and he goes outside, and he starts shooting civilians, and he's just having a real blast. Vladimir Lenin, he loves the AK-12, and it was all a Christmas miracle thanks to St. Nicholas, otherwise known as Karl Marx. So, it's also implemented into Ukraine, that conflict that's a little bit controversial, so I'm just gonna breeze on over that. But overall, pretty decent weapon, pretty well liked, pretty well regarded by anyone who's issued it. That was all thanks to the visitation by the specter of communism to all of these designers and developers. The Saiga company, they're not super pleased because, you know, they couldn't really help that much, so they didn't get a huge share out of the manufacturing rights and all that, but they do produce some of these firearms for the Russian government under contract. And to talk about it in regards to Phantom Forces, it's a good starter assault rifle. It doesn't do anything well. It's not really a jack of all trades, it's just a jack. It can do close range, can hip fire, relatively accurate in that regard. The starting sights are okay, but as soon as you get access to other assault rifles in this game, you probably want to drop the AK-12 unless you want to completely mod it out with new attachments, new everything, get a better ammunition on it. Overall, not super great. I'm not a huge fan, but it is a Christmas miracle, and we all need to remember that St. Nicholas has provided the Russian government with their new adopted weapon. Phantom Forces, decent gun, nothing perfect about it, and it's relatively okay. Anecdotally, Vladimir Putin keeps one by his side at night every night, and it protects him from the souls that he has taken, the lives that he's taken to get to the top of the Russian government. And he sometimes just goes out into his backyard and fires it into the night to ward off demons. Another element of the AK-12 is that it has the capability to kill the demons. It is a demon hunting rifle, and it can ward off any sort of specter or anti-religious artifact that you might have. So if you're in need of some ghost busting for whatever reason, make sure you grab yourself an AK-12 to help do that for you. It's a good gun. Well, not a really good gun in Phantom Forces, but in real life, it has earned its name as a Russian piece of Russian equipment, and not a whole lot to be said about it. Its history does not run deep, not as deep as the Mongols, but it does have that connection to the Saiga 12, which gives it a good name. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you're subscribed. If you're not, please subscribe. Merry Xmas, Merry Holidays. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Merry Winter time. Celebrate Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa tomorrow. If you're not watching this during Christmas, it's Christmas now because this is a Christmas video, and it's a jolly good time. Love you all. If you want, I can give you a hug. Just give me your address. And 30 subscribers in 2 weeks is the goal. If you can get me there, I'll be forever grateful. And I'll do like I'll do an elbow reveal. Anyhow, if I hit 400,000 subscribers by the end of the month, I will end my own life.
I've got a little Christmas story. I'm sorry, but it's sad.